built this corner of the dock so that I could come over here and fish whenever I wanted, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Fishing kind of sucks. I'm just getting trash. I'm just filling up my inventory with stuff that is pretty awful. Like, oh, well, that's actually a pretty good fishing rod. Everything else, though, literally trash. I don't need any of it. Everybody that comes to visit me has also been fishing. Like, Z built, I think Z and Cake actually built a little fishing hole in the wall over there because everybody just fishes, and I kind of hate it. I don't get anything good from it. The server just updated to the new update, the copper update, and I was mainly fishing to kill time so that I could let some of these oxidize. These are the copper iron, or copper iron. These are the copper bars. Oh, that's gonna take a while to get used to. And I really want to try something out with all of my foliage over here, and this is the color I'm looking for. It looks like we only have 3 for now. Do you see any more? I don't see any more. So we only have 3. So since last episode, I've gone around and added a couple more foliage areas around some of the trees. And I also added a couple of these sapling trees, which was a recommendation from last episode. And I thought that was a good idea. So we got a couple here, just got 3 of them built here and there. I was thinking that a fun thing to do around the small saplings was to add in cattails. And I wanted to try something with the new iron bars, or I'm gonna do it. I keep messing that up. The new copper bars, and I wanted to try to make cattails with them because normally you use glass panes, but I think that this has more of a unique planty look to it. So I want to try those out. We only have 3. I'm looking for, where's brown? There we go. Got some brown candles. I want normal candles, and I think that's it. Right over here, I was messing around with it earlier. I was using flower pots to see if I could put a different type of flower in it to give it more of a unique look, but the flower pot is just way too big. Yeah, let's place a couple lily pads down so we can stand on it without bouncing around. So I was trying to do something like this and then put like a flower in there. That didn't turn out super well. Haven't figured anything out with that yet. I think it's still a good idea. Might try something else later. But normally cattails, you put like glass panes down and then you put a candle on top, or 2 or a couple, and you get this cool little cattail effect. If you've seen cattails in real life, they have that little, oh, there they go. They have those little buds on the top, on the edge, and like a really nice green stem. So I wanted to try these out, and I think these are gonna look nice. Like that's definitely a planty look. So that'll be cool. And then I can even use these interchangeably. Give it more of like a unique shape, especially if you're looking at it from a side, because it kind of goes in a little bit, goes up, comes back out. Might be able to do something cool with that, but I definitely wanted to, yeah, that looks nice. Maybe do one more. Oh yeah, that color looks a lot better than the glass pane. So we're gonna use these all around here. I only have 2 more. I also wanted to give these normal candles a shot, because when the cattails get older, they start to poof out and become more white. I thought it'd be cool to have that in here a little bit here and there. Oh, I really do like that. It looks pretty good. These look so nice. These little iron bars. I gotta wax them though. I didn't bring any over. I only got a little bit of wax left. Let's go see if we got any more copper, because I want to try another plant type. Do we have any more in here? No? Is that it? Okay. I guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit on those. Yeah, there we go. I think that's kind of cool. I definitely like these more than the glass panes. Those look nice. They're just not as see-through, which is really cool. So while we're waiting, actually, there's one more project I wanted to do over here real quick. And if you remember last episode, I did say, like right off the bat, I mentioned that I don't want to be using elytra a whole lot this season. And I have been purely using elytra since last episode. That's mainly because I'm pretty far away from everybody else. This part of the, well, I'll show you. This part of the map is pretty much on the outskirts of where everybody else lives. So walking and riding the horse all the way back to spawn and back and back and back is just really obnoxious. So I've been using elytra for the time being, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to build a quick nether portal. Try to organize my chest here real quick. This is over here. Nice. So I think a really cool spot for a nether portal to be would actually be right over here. This has like a really cool natural step up, like a natural staircase right here. And I want to use that because I think if we just do like a simple nether portal on the wall over here with a nice like gentle slope up would be pretty cool. But I want to be able to see the nether portal. So we're going to move this tree over like to this area and then maybe add like 1 or 2 more. I didn't do a whole lot of detailing. I mainly stuck with doing the pathway and shaping the portal a little bit. Like I said earlier, I moved this tree over to like this little open spot. I think this fits a little bit better so it's not right in the way. And then I added the little sapling so that we have like an overhang while we're walking by. I think that's cool. Still a little empty, especially now that there's nothing here. I might have to add a tree in like right there maybe. Maybe another sapling or like a boulder. Pretty empty in this area. Let's take a look at it real quick. So this is the path blocks I chose. I try to keep it more on the darker side. So we have the cobbled deep slate right there, normal deep slate, some tough cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. I think it's a really nice palette. And then I think this is the fire coral block. I really wanted to keep this area like super moody and dark. I wish during the day that this place was a little darker, but it's okay. Doing terrain like this might actually help that, because right now like everything else is this nice smooth stone, and this is a lot more grungy looking. And on the sides here it's a little hectic, but to match what I had going on up there with like the signs and just like the overall like messy kind of look, like everything's just scrapped put together to make work, I thought that I would try to do that here, but with more of like a darker wood, which looks pretty nice. And then with the portal, I try to do something fun with it just to make it a little bit more unique. So I did glass pane. So if we take a closer look, we start with like white, pink, magenta, and then purple. I'm gonna back away because the portal's loud, but it gives this nice gradient inwards, so it looks like the crack is the darkest part, and then it like slowly transitions into more of like a pinker, like a portally look. Threw in a couple candles to make it a little bit more magical looking. Don't think they're necessary. I think it looks probably just fine without them there. I might add maybe a different color, and I don't really like the way that one's positioned. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, might move it up. Yeah, it kind of has this cool like crack effect going through it, like it's breaking through the wall, kind of a little bit. I was just trying to have fun with it, and it turned out pretty good. Nothing too crazy, and it still does work functionally, because you can walk over here, and this is like the only way you can get in. So if we walk into it, oh, that's a good view. Look at that. We get up into our nether forest area, and then it pops you out right here. You do kind of have to shimmy over to get out, but that's okay. It has like a nice view when you're walking down. That looks really cool. We need a couple more things on this side. This side's turning out really well. We need to fill in this space a little bit more. And then I also added like this little stream on the side here. I thought it'd be a cool little thing to have water coming through the sides on both sides, because this side already had it. It was open like this and had like this little water bit that went around the side. So I want to do the same thing on the other side, but oh geez, let me through. I want to do the same thing on the other side, but make it a little different by adding a small waterfall. It's nothing crazy, no detailing or anything like that, just a waterfall. I try to make the little bits that pop out pretty natural looking. I think it worked out pretty well. I think it looks nice. You're not really going to notice it, especially because the tree's right here, but it gives a reason as to why there's like water flowing this way. And I really like this little section. That turned out pretty good. That's pretty much all I'm going to do for the nether portal for now. I think once I figure out maybe what to do with the terrain around this, make it not just stone, it'll probably end up looking a little better. But I think for now it fits the purpose of traveling. Next on the agenda is to head over to Ike's place. He has a mini game that he's building that I'm going to help build a room for. And first I do need to stop here and buy powdered snow. Don't know where it is. Is it in here? Aha, 1 diamond, 2 buckets. Oh, what a steal. So right through this portal is the entrance to his minigame. For now, I think he's going to make like an actual room. But right down here is the way to start the game. We're going to be working out here for now, because that's how we're going to get to all of it. Wow, this is crazy to look at. So he has a really good video explaining how it's going to work. I'm not going to do a good job of it explaining it, so go check it out. He is here. I saw his name just a second ago. I'm looking for it. But this is the main room. This is where you're going to be like placing your banner, your head, and all of your times and stuff. It's a pretty nice little room. We, however, are going to be working on the outside, and this is a big game. Like we played it a little bit when he first joined. He had like a preview of it that we could all play, and it's nuts. I'll kind of show you around a little bit, but I don't want to spoil too much. But it is a It's massive. I would say mini game is kind of an understatement. It's massive. It's huge. It's going to be so fun. But right over here is where my area is. So he's built pretty much all of this. He's asked a couple of us to volunteer to help build some like bonus rooms. My room is more of an essential room that you have to go through, which is going to be the spruce box. And I think you'll go through this one, then you'll get to that one, and that one. These two on the side are bonus rooms. Not sure who has what. I think Pizza Buff has this one, and he's been working on it. And I think maybe Gem has this one. Not sure. But this is our room. This is going to be where we're going to be building today. And these are my restraints. This is what I have to work with. The netherrack is my doing. I have an outline shaped out of where I want the build to go, and you can see that I'm pushing against the limits right there. That green wool is wiring, and I'm like right up against it. So we're pushing the boundaries a little tight, but it'll be cool. Pretty much right alongside all of these walls, I want to do like a really cool bookshelf wall with one of those. Is that too tall? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably plenty. So it's going to go all the way up like this, and I want it to have like that slidey ladder thing. Something like this. Is this the side with the ladders? No. Yeah, this side with the ladders. And it'll go up. It'll go all the way up to the top, and then I'll have like a ladder on this side. And then we'll have staircase maybe here, so we'll go like this and bring in the chain. So it looks like you can slide this ladder across the face of the bookshelf. And then I'm going to throw in, of course, some like just details with the chisel. Do I not have... Oh, that's going to get annoying. We're going to add a lot of these in here with books, and it's going to look really cool. Look really, really colorful in here.
You got all the books?
I have some books. I have 11 left. I have so many floors to go.
Oh dear.
I was trying to do the math earlier on how many books I need. I think just for this floor alone, I've used 3 or 4 stacks. I can't remember exactly how many.
Oh jeez Louise.
Yeah, so it's gonna take a minute. Yeah.
Do you have all the parts you need?
No. Not yet.
I have extra.
Okay, cool, because I was gonna ask anyways. So that works. I was either gonna ask you or... And you're gone. You know, I forget that we're not in a group, so I was talking, and I just watched you fly away. I was like, I'm just talking to myself.
You need this stripped?
I do, thanks. Yeah. Much appreciated.
It's just like, all right, let's strip it here.
What? Where'd he go? Dude, I'm gonna be completely honest. The hardest part of this entire place was figuring out how to transition from this into the room without it.
Good job.
Yeah, the whole.
Yeah, it'll be good.
I think this does it for the main room, the main idea of this room at least. I haven't really gotten into any of the puzzle stuff yet, but the actual build itself should be pretty much done. This is the room, so we start over here. Once this maze gets completed, you walk through the room, and this is what you're met with. And I am very happy with the way this turned out. I love all the colors. I went with the mangrove wood with the dark brown, and I think that matches all the books and stuff really well. And then I try to keep it like more mystical with the colors of the candles. We have, I think, purple, pink, cyan, and white. And I think that fits really well. And then for the roof, I had no idea what to do. So I tried to do the skulk block, and it has that like breathing look to it. And I think that adds to the mystical, magical essence of this room. So it looks really cool. So like I said, though, we haven't gotten into any of the puzzle stuff yet. Mainly the basis of this room is getting to each floor. There's going to be lecterns at each floor that give you a clue on how to complete the room. This will be our first book. This is probably where most people will start. They'll come over here and read. And then they'll go check the lecterns for each of the other clues that are going to be in here for how to complete the room. And it's pretty clear that there's something going on right here, and we'll get to that in a second, but I don't want to reveal too much because I know some of the other echoes are watching. There is a little bit of candle parkour. It's not too difficult. I can complete it. I'm not going to show you how to do it because I know some of the echoes are probably watching at this point, and I don't want to spoil too much, but you have to get to each of these floors, and you have to find a way to do that. And I made it easy, but it's hard. Once you find the route, it's really easy. Once trying to find the route is going to be the hard part. The next thing, like I said, is to try and set up how we're going to make this room passable, because you have to exit. You know, this isn't just the end. You have to try to find a way to exit. So right over here is going to be where we do this, and it's going to be a lock. There's going to be clues on how you fill in this bookshelf with the right combination to pass. And that's going to be difficult, and I'm not going to spoil it too much. I have an idea of how I'm going to set it up so that there's clues in here. There's so many different ways I can do this. I can make the candles a clue. And since I just broke that, I do want to say something to the other echoes. Do not break anything in this room. The trapdoors are holding the ladders, all the books and stuff. The candles are apparently easy to break. Try your best not to break things like I just did. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool ways that I can hide the clue in here. And I want it to be a time waster. That's the whole point of this. So I don't want it to be too easy, but once you know the code, the clues, it should be pretty quick. You just have to go through it once or twice. And so another thing that Ike mentioned when he was setting this up for us was try to make this, if you're doing parkour, try to make it not deadly. And it is fairly safe. Like you might lose a couple hearts falling from like floor to floor, but if you were to happen to, like, I was jumping at this and I fell, totally safe. And that's because we have powdered snow underneath this carpet, which negates fall damage. And if you didn't know that, I didn't either. Ike showed me. And so this is how we can keep the players safe from dying. You can still hit the candles and take some damage. So we debated adding in like some food or something at the beginning, or maybe like a beacon to keep your health up. But yeah, that's pretty much this room finished. We do have to move on to the outside now because we're going to be working on the redstone. But oh man, this turned out so well. I'm so happy with the way it looks. Right out here is where most of the redstone's going to be housed, and I did ask Ike if I could use this space out here, which is why it's all lined out, because it is a big circuit just for a simple combination lock. The combination lock itself is based on a video by Pax. He had exactly what I was looking for, because most combination locks you need, like, it's supposed to do like multiple bookshelves. I just wanted one, and he figured out a way to do that, and I'm going to base the rest of this off of that. I'm going to make a couple of changes that Ike and I figured out to make it so that it's kind of cheat proof, so people with free cam can't look at it. I'll probably build this whole thing and then walk through it, because it'll probably be easier to explain it that way versus me building it and walking through it at the same time. When you're in this room for real, there will be a chest full of books right here, and then once you figure out the secret, you'll come over here and you'll put the books in. For now, I just have it as a basic combo, just 1, 2, 3. So you'll place them in kind of slow, like this. Doesn't have to be that slow, but slow enough. The door will open and you'll go into the next room. There's a lot going on back here. I'll start right at the beginning because the main idea for this entire game is that it's completely resettable every time someone comes through. So as you can see, the books are emptied out. So if you get the right combination, all of the books will go from this chiseled bookshelf down into this chest again. So there's just like constantly recycling itself, so you don't have to ever come back and refill this. If you notice though, I do have it set up so that when a book is in, it's not just going to get immediately taken out. It has to have the combination for it to actually get taken out. So like this is obviously not the right one, but if I put the right one back in, I'll wait for the clicks because that's resetting everything. So I put the right one in slowly. It waits for the right combination, gives it a couple seconds, and then takes the books out, and it'll come back into these chests eventually. I don't have that set up yet. But if you take a look back here, this is the circuit. And again, this is based off of, here, let's get a better viewpoint. This is based on that video I was talking about earlier. And essentially what it's checking is just checking each slot, because each slot in the, let's see, do I have any on me? I do. Each slot in the, I don't have any books though. Each one of these has a different comparator level or power level essentially. So if I were to put out some dust here, it's checking to see what, see that's a 2. It's checking to see what slot the book is in. And so that's a 1, so it checks the 1. This is actually kind of complicated if you don't mess with these a lot. It took me a second to figure it out, but once you get an idea of how these work, it's pretty simple. So if I put a 3 in, it'll go up to 3. And it's going to remember the last thing that was put in. So I took the book out, but it still remembered the 3. So I think it'll be a really cool system. I don't want to get too in-depth here because I don't want the echoes to figure it out. They're all kind of smart. So I'm just going to let this be. And then, of course, we'll have the pattern in there. I might extend this a little further depending on how easy it is. If I see people just flying through this thing, I'm making it harder for sure. three seems like a good like middle ground. We'll keep it at that for now. But I think that's mostly going to do it for the game itself. I don't really have much else to add. I think I'm going to wait to hold on, or I'm going to wait to hold off on putting any clues or any of the actual passcodes in anywhere until the game is pretty much ready to go. Because we do have a couple of other echoes building their rooms and stuff, and I don't want to give away the passcode quite yet. And if you're wondering, do I have an advantage because I know the combination? Yes, absolutely, I have the advantage. That's one of the benefits of building one of the rooms, is that I get to know how to pass it. And that's just a little time bonus for me. Essentially, for helping out on the game, I get to make my life a little easier. But there's so many other rooms to go through that it's not really going to have that big of an effect. Once the game's out, I'll do like a full run through of this and I'll show you guys the entire level. I'll know the passkey, but I'll still show you exactly how I want people to get through this level. But this is a pretty cool little room. I'm really happy with it. I love, honestly, the feel of it. It's very closed in, and I think it worked out really well. And I still love these. These turned out really well. The ladders that you can push across, it added a really cool like aspect to the game where you actually have to use them to get up. I'm going to give that as a hint, but I think that's kind of obvious. There's still a couple of things left to add to the room. A couple of secrets and things that help you progress in the game, and I'm not going to show them off here. No way. Once the game becomes live, I will live stream it. I think that'd be fun for the first couple runs and do it so that it's like a full run of this room and the rest of the game and show off the secrets then. But until then, this is probably all we're going to do for now. I think this is plenty for today on this room. It's going to be so much fun. If any of you catch anything good, I'm going to be so upset.
Aren't you meant to be like fishing? Not fishing, building. I mean, you could fish.
I'm trying to fix my mic settings. I don't know. They keep like randomly changing.
It's because you have a Mac.
I don't think that's the reason.
You never know.
But good guess.
Oh. No.
I swear.
Way. Look what I just caught.
Oh my... What? How?
What?
You just
What?
What?
Oh. Next. Oh.
Are you joking? Swear, get out of here. You're no longer allowed in the fishing circle. You got a book?
Okay. Oh my gosh.
What
Next
is
cat,
this?
by the way.
Density 4? I haven't had a fish bite since I came down here.
That was a bite just now.
On mine?
Yeah,
Oh, I can't see that.
probably because you got Windows.
Okay. I know I said I wasn't going to do much else over here, but I've been waiting for this dang copper to oxidize, and it's just taking so long. So I was just messing around trying to see if I could make this place look a little cooler, and I'm messing with adding like vines to the trees. So we have the pale moss vine, and then I'm also thinking of doing something like this. I think that'd be cool. The chain looks like a vine. This is what I wanted to show off earlier, but I didn't have any oxidized yet. I don't think I waxed that, did I? I wanted to see if adding in these kind of things would look good to the area. I don't know if it's just going to be too much to look at. The pale moss, maybe I went a little overboard with it, but the pale moss has been suggested quite a few times to add, and I am not against it. I think it kind of looks okay. I think with everything else being so gray in the background, it just kind of blends in. But if we put it maybe on some of these trees that are more center of the centralized, that's the word, centralized, it would look a lot better. I do think that adding in like these type of vines might be cool too. I got like a little candle as like a leaf or something. Doesn't look bad. Maybe, what does it look like from up here? It's not bad. It really does just blend in, more or less. I'd have to get maybe a couple more down on the same leaf chunk. It might not be a bad thing. I kind of like the way that one looks right here. This one looks okay. I'll add a couple more. Like I was saying though, while I was waiting, I did add in a couple more details. I got this rock here, just a small little boulder. It does go all the way down, but then I covered it with kelp, like I do with everything else over here. But it looks pretty good. I didn't do anything too crazy. We got, I think that's green terracotta with moss, and then the palette is just like the pale moss with tuff and cobble stuff. I did add some of the pale moss carpet, so we got these cool vines going up the side, and I think that looks really good. And I did fill in a little bit of this space back here with more of the seagrass and extended it out a little bit more. And I think it looks pretty good. It's starting to feel more swampy over here, especially like this view is crazy. Just like looking through all this, that's nice. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, just a couple more things. I also cleared out some of the kelp. I gave it a haircut over here. If you remember last episode, I kind of was spamming it everywhere, but now it's a lot more cleaned up. It's actually kind of hard to see at nighttime. I'll go sleep real quick. If you remember, it looked more like this everywhere. Very chaotic. I really just wanted to get as much kelp as I could so I could eventually fine tune it like this, and I think this looks really cool. There's like this darker middle area, which is what I was going for. So I have the kelp growing around these massive plant areas, and then I have it slowly tapering off into the abyss down there, which looks really cool. Like right here is a really good example of what I'm trying to get, like for an effect where it's like super bright and then it gets really dark and it looks like it just is super far down there. I do have a couple of light sources down there so that drowned don't spawn, because every now and then these guys end up dying. Not dying, but they get turned into zombies. I think they are either getting killed by the drowned or somebody shooting their boat, like pillagers or skeletons, and they go underwater and they drown. I actually have no idea what's happening. I haven't seen it happen yet, but every now and then one of these guys will be missing and they'll just be a zombie under the water there. So I'm hoping that lighting up the bottom of the pond helps. My muffins! This area is starting to look really good. I'm really excited to add more houses in here. I think that's going to be what we're going to do in the next couple episodes. Probably, I think one right here would look good, and then probably some more on this side. And then we'll start working on the more mega base stuff in the future. We'll at least start getting prepared for it. I'd love to add more rocks in here. I think this actually fits really well, especially with like how everything is so spiky looking with all these mountains like shooting directly into the sky. Adding more rocks like this, oh, it's gonna look so good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.